It's been said that data is the new oil. My question to you is, what are you doing with your oil well? If you feel your data or lack of is a mess and is holding you back, then you would love today's session. It's all about understanding how to collect, clean and organize your data to grow your business exponentially. Think about accurate valuations, converted leads, improved insights, all from information that you currently have at your fingertips. Welcome to day 72 in this 100-day series. Today we'll be talking about data integration and management. This is all part of the Mastering Your AI Toolkit theme. Now, the key thing for AI is its information and knowledge is all based on historical data and what it has learned on. So you can grow your business in a way that ensures that any data that you produce or you save is saved correctly, it's clean, and is AI ready. So let's go through today and would understand a lot more about how data is important, how we use it, and how we can get this information so that we can save it and create a pipeline where the data that we're saving and utilizing is ready for AI to learn in order to generate those data-driven decisions and data-driven insights that we need. So the key objectives that we should expect from today are that you to understand the data lifecycle that AI relies on for real estate, identify common data sources and collection methods within your business. The great thing is that with this information and this knowledge, you should be able to understand the importance of data cleaning, data quality, the data management tools and techniques you can use, and would also explore some real world applications of the data that you need within your business. So two key things that we want to touch on first would be the acquisition of data and the preparation of data. So acquisition of data is all about opening your eyes to sources of data that you can tap into right now. So you have your MLS listings, your public records, like your statistics about population and demographics. You have your CRM system, whether it's a spreadsheet or a better software solution, that is still your CRM system and there's information held in that solution. You've got social media, so your social media presence and the people who visit your page, the comments, the type of things that they like, what properties are good, what properties are not so good, what properties are popular, which ones aren't. All of that is information that you have access to right now. Now, in terms of preparation, it's all about cleaning the data, making the data easy for AI to consume and making it optimal. So you'd address things like missing values, any inconsistencies, remove duplicates, and standardize the format of that data. So over the next couple of slides, we'll go through each topic a bit more in depth. So you have data sources that already can provide you with a lot of information. So internal sources would be like your MLS listing that you manage. So things that you upload to the MLS portal. So the listings, the descriptions, and how long the description or your listing stays online before somebody interacts with it, and what type of responses you get for each one. So the performance of your listing. All of that information is available to you right now, and you can collect that and save that in a format that AI can consume later. Then think about your CRM. Hopefully your CRM is integrated neatly with your listing solution and listing portal, so you can get information and feed all of that client information and have them held together or in a way that they can all be put together. And with external data, this is probably more relevant in America, but you have a lot of public information in most jurisdictions. So you've got the public property records, you've got tax assessments, zoning, you've got demographic data, things like census data, income levels, population trends, any market data and analytics that government organizations release quite often. So that information is available to you and you can tap into that right away. Now, with regards to the collection of that information, the easiest one to use is the manual data entry. So you download a spreadsheet or CSV file from one of these websites and then upload it into your solution. that is manual, but you can only really do that for one or two data sources on a regular basis. The ideal one would be to use an API. An API is an application programming interface. And that's essentially an interface or a portal or gateway for computers to talk between themselves. So you get one solution going out to your external public source, for instance, requesting that information, and when it's provided, it just automatically feeds that into your data store. So that goes through an API or a programming interface. Then the final method that is commonly used is web scraping. So that's essentially where a computer program goes off to a website and then just scrapes what's on the page. So reads what the information that's on that page. Here again, there's an AI or many AI solutions that can read a page and interpret information in there and extract what it is that you need. With regards to preparation, now this is the key bit, because this is the middle point between collecting a lot of garbage and converting that garbage into something that's actually useful for AI. So with regards to cleaning, if the data is dirty or difficult to understand, AI would have problems, and the performance of AI would also be poor. So any missing values, any inconsistencies that you detect, those need to be fixed. Duplicate information you need to get rid of in most cases, or merge them into one record, because you don't want the AI to learn from fields that are incorrect. So for instance, if you have a property sale information within your CRM and you have 5 different entries because 5 different agents put in information at 5 different times, when AI comes to learn, it's going to see those 5 as 5 different records of 5 different situations where a property was sold, and they were all sold for the same price. So you can see that when it comes to predict in the future, it would give weighting to that type of property rather than the correct weighting, which should be that that property was sold once and it's just one price. Other data quality issues that you want to look at and you must address would be missing values. If you think about a form on a page where you've got fields that are not mandatory, people complete that form, and some people fill in the information in the field, others don't. When it gets saved to your database, you would have a field that has some data and other times no data. Now, AI wouldn't know that the missing field is because that field is not mandatory. So what you'd have to do is make sure you either put in some information into the fields that are empty, or you remove those records completely, so that when AI is learning where there is information that's important. Then anything inconsistent, you need to clean up, like address formats. So if you've got address boxes that contain a postcode, and then on some other forms the postcode's in a completely different text field, then within the database you then have duplicates and multiple entries. All of that can be cleaned up and should be cleaned up before you pass it on to the AI system that needs to learn. Now, identify and address these missing values, standardize the formats, especially dates. So if you have some dates in American format and other dates in non-American, then you need to clean that up so that the dates are consistent. And then you want to remove duplicates. Now, with the dates and the forms that I've been mentioning, anything that you can enforce in terms of formatting, ensure you do that from the point that the data is collected. So dates, you give them a calendar, they click on the calendar, and that calendar already knows what format to ingest into your database, rather than make it free text and then anyone can type in whatever they feel like. There are multiple tools within the data chain. The key things are you need to be clear on where you're storing your data. So the cloud is as good as any. You can store things locally as well. But for your AI solution, I'd imagine that the cloud is probably a better solution for you, or any internal cloud that you have. So streamline the data storage and organize how it's saved and how it's named, so that it's clear what you're ingesting into your AI solution. Now, when you're integrating your data flow and data sources, also think about how that information will be put into the end solution or your cloud bucket. So there are 2 ways you can do that, or there are 2 paradigms that exist with data integration. You have ETL and ELT. So ETL and ELT just differ in a subtle way. One is the data is extracted. So for instance, the data is pulled from the public source, and then some tools would transform that data first before it's loaded into your public record. So the transformation of that record would be things like cleaning that information, extracting some key bits of information from the original data source, and then something is loaded clean. That can be good. That does work. Another more flexible way of doing this is to extract the data, load it, and then transform. The advantage and the difference of loading before transforming is that the raw data is loaded. That means other solutions can get to that raw data and do the transformation in the way that they would want. And there might be other metadata or intelligence behind the data that's removed at the point of transformation. So once that's lost, it's gone, isn't it? So the key thing is, if you load it first, it might occupy more space, but the downstream tools that are able to access that raw data would then have more flexibility on what they can do with the information. And then the final thing is the data pipeline. So data pipelines is all about streamlining how the information comes into your data solution in the first place. So how is this information collected? What happens when the user clicks save on your form? Where does it go? If it goes to a database, what happens in that database? Is that transformation happening there, or does it happen afterwards? So once all of that information goes to a database, what then pulls information from your database into the next stage or into another set of database? So that is all a pipeline and should be automated so that you end up at the end of this pipeline with transformed, clean data that's been collected in a consistent and an efficient way and ready for AI to consume. Now think about the real world applications of this data. If you've collected data and it's all clean, then think about the valuations, property valuations that rely on that information. Again, if you can imagine, if you have many duplicate streams or duplicate rows of data and AI has learned from that, then anything it's predicting would be skewed because it will be weighting the information based on the frequency of some of the fields. Then AI models, they consider multiple factors and they can consider market trends, but all of that will be based on what it initially received. Also think about your lead generation and if you're targeting specific demographics. If you've not saved information correctly and the AI has misunderstood what's saved, then if it's trying to target specific clientele or specific groups of clients, then that information will be incorrect because it's received incorrect information. So AI isn't so much independent and able to do its thing just by itself. It relies on what it is fed in order to generate data. So if the data is incorrect, assume that it's your fault and then find where the source of the fault is, fix that fault, and then retrain the AI model so that it can predict and work correctly. Then the final one is your market trends. So the forecasting of future trends and making informed investment decisions. This is very, very important because there's a lot of loss that can occur because the AI has learned the wrong information. So whilst AI is analyzing vast data sets and trying to identify those emerging opportunities, make sure that those data sets are clean and useful. So next steps for you are to think about the key takeaways. So data, good data equals good AI performance. Effective data management is crucial for everything. So it's understood by yourself, understood by your team, how the data comes into your ecosystem and how it feeds the AI models. So you want to clean and organize the data so that the AI results you're getting will be top. Now, AutoRead.ai has a blog. You can go to our blog page and there's ample information on the different things you can do with AI and crucially, the data side of things. We also have a free downloadable guide that would help you introduce AI into your business. So all you have to do is register for our newsletter and join our team, and then we can partner together to work out the best thing for your business. So AI services are offered by Autori. We do automations on automating your business processes, and crucially, we can help you with the data management, data ingest, data cleaning, and data quality. So in conclusion, you now have enough knowledge to manage your data. To leverage this knowledge, you just need to employ the different aspects that have been mentioned. So how the data comes in, how you clean up the data, where you store the data, and finally where AI can pull that information in order to get the training. Now, this sort of information is there really to help you position yourself to utilize the great resource that you have, which is the data. You can partner with us, Autori.ai. We specialize in automation. We can create the data pipelines for you, help you ingest the data, clean up the data, and train your AI at the end. So reach out to us on Autori.ai. You can reach out to us on our social platforms. So we're on all the socials: Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Send us an email to uwa@autori.ai. But more importantly, if you have any further questions, do feel free to put a question in the comment section. So until next time, keep winning.